just saying, about God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost. I'm just saying, the three entities. Okay? And there's these three entities, and he did, in fact, create the world in 6 days and rested in the seventh. So right there it proves you, and he made you from dirt. You know that, right? Because there was Adam. There's first Adam. Doesn't say anything about him, being made, but there was first Adam, and then there was Eve, which God took a rib out of Adam and made Eve, and that's written. It's written Scripture. Now, if he can do all that, he can take a rib and build a human being. He can. This is also written. This is also written. He made a blind man see. He's blind, for 30 years. His life. He says, you can now see. Okay, he saw. Made a blind man see. Okay, if you can do that, okay. And the guy was dead. Totally dead, He's dead for, I don't know how long. But he said, arise. He arose. The guy arose from the dead. And he said he won't do this again until he comes back. That's his promise. He'll come back. And, the story's good. It's a good Hollywood movie. It'd be a good Hollywood movie. I watched it, Ten Commandments, but, and there's more than just the Ten Commandments, but I like the Ten Commandments, and I like the conception. I like the part of the Bible, it tells you, to stay straight, honor thy mother, the father, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's things, and should not steal. And, the Ten Commandments is great, and I'm glad that they have the Holy Force, behind it, saying about the Holy Force, and I'm glad that it helps some people become straight. Not all people, man. Look at the shootings today. Shit, if a month goes by without a shooting, there's something wrong. But killing 9, 10, 12, 15 people. I'm not sure what the record was. I think it's a dozen people. But and then they want to put that guy to death, so that makes 13. If you can be reformed, why put this guy to death? Death is the last step. It's the last step in anything. It's done. You're over. Done. And some people believe, oh no, there's after death. After death there's a holy heaven. Some people believe that shit, that stuff. And if that were so, then why are these kids born daily with cancer, dying daily of cancer? A year later, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. They lived all their whole damn life for that cancer, or other ailments. Like blindness. They live all their whole life blind. They never saw anything. They got to feel it, smell it, taste it, but they don't have sight. Why? If God doesn't make a mistake, God, the Holy Ghost, or Jesus, God, or the Holy Ghost, if they don't make mistakes, they're all in one, I guess. It's all a confusing mumbo jumbo is what it is. And then to top it off, it says if you find out something physical about any of this stuff, you just tore up your ticket to heaven. It says so in the Bible. Not that way, but it does say it. It does say that. It says you may only enter heaven by faith and by faith alone. See, so if it was just by faith, and physical evidence is okay too, then it wouldn't be then it wouldn't say by faith and by faith alone. Faith alone. It says it in there. You can't reword that. You can't. It says by faith and faith alone. So the baptism part, where you go and be splashed in water or dunked in water, or put water in your face, or however they want to do it. It's proven by that verse alone. By that verse alone, it's proven that's hogwash. You don't have to have that. That's hogwash. It's just that's why you have different branches. That's why you have different branches of faith. Different different types of faith. Like you got the Seventh Day Adventists, you got the Baptists, you got the Catholics, you got Orthodox Jews, you got unorthodox Jews, or you got regular Jews and Orthodox Jews, and you got one of them don't believe Jesus ever came. He was just a prophet. Which, you know, I don't even believe that. I don't think. You know, I think he was just another human being that was, you know, okay, you know, righteous dude. You know, more righteous than most, but not totally righteous by no means. But me, I believe that very smart people, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 people got together, scholars, they're scholars, and they're very smart, genius people. Which, how many geniuses you see in Hollywood? And they can write better scripts than the Bible. But they're not geniuses by no means. They're not geniuses. They get lucky, but they're good writers. And any one of those movies they write now today, even yesterday or 20 years ago, are just as good, if not better, than what the Bible has written. So you tell me, is that really the holy of all holy books? You say yes, because you're brainwashed. It's like the U.S. government brainwashed back in the, I'm talking about the decade 1950s, okay, and this is 50s, 60s, 1950s, 60s. The government brainwashed everybody in the world, especially the United States, that pot, marijuana, or weed is a very deadly, dangerous drug. Very deadly, very dangerous, very addictive, very make you psycho, where you don't even know what you're doing, and so addicted that you're gonna go out and kill and steal and do a movie shooting, a theater shooting, or a post office shooting. The government brainwashed us and said weed is no good for nothing. And before that, before the 1950s, we grew weed like a crop. We made paper out of it. We made hemp rope out of it, because hemp rope in the water doesn't rot. And paper doesn't yellow. Our Constitution is written on hemp paper, on marijuana paper, on weed paper, on pot paper. That's, it's made out of marijuana. Our Constitution is written on marijuana. Why? Because paper made out of wood particle yellows after a certain amount of time. Weed does not. Weed or hemp paper, I'm talking about hemp paper here. Hemp paper lasts way, way longer than wood paper would. It doesn't yellow. That's why our Constitution is written on weed paper, on marijuana paper. Our Constitution of the United States is written on weed paper. But before the 50s, or during the 50s, we grew marijuana like a crop because of all the shit it can do. Hell, you can make hemp rope out of it. The Navy uses it. They used to use it before nylon, and synthetics were, even better than hemp rope. But up until the time, it was all hemp rope. That hemp doesn't rot in water. It lasts for a long time. Now we're finding out that it's not the THC. THC is like the government was telling you, but not as bad, nowhere near as bad. None of that. When the government was brainwashing us, saying how bad marijuana, weed was, they couldn't back it up by nothing, because there was no studies done. None. The U.S. government just told us all that garbage to brainwash you so that you would never use that drug. I never have, today's date of 8/4/2015. I've never smoked marijuana. I don't want to smoke marijuana, you know, unless I get sick. Unless I get sick, then yeah, I'd use that as an option definitely, because it's been known with a high CBD percentage in marijuana as a medical use, very medical use. You know, with CBD in it, but that lowers the THC. So sorry guys, can't get high off that. Nope, not even if it's mildly high in CBD. You cannot get high off marijuana. I don't care if you smoke over 100 joints in, you know, just an hour or so. You can't get high off of it. It's impossible. You can't get high off a high CBD percent of hemp or marijuana. You can't. That's a fact. It's just like a fact you can't overdose on a hemp or marijuana. It's impossible to overdose, or next to impossible. They're saying it'd take over 1,000 joints to OD on it. So, therefore, this is the reason why the United States government did what they did in the 50s, 60s, saying, you know, how evil marijuana was. And they can't back that. There's no statistical proofs at all, even as of today, let alone back then. Even as of today, you know why? Because the U.S. government don't want you to know that you're able to grow something natural that can cure damn near anything. that can, you know, it's not proven to cure anything. Okay, today, as of today, it's not proven to cure anything. Well, watch a couple YouTube videos. You tell me if it doesn't cure something like epileptic seizures. You know, little kids are having epileptic seizures. You know, 100 a day. They take some of that marijuana and by mouth, not by smoking, but by like a little liquid under the tongue. And that kid had 1, maybe 2 seizures that day. And the longer you keep him on that, the less the seizures. But the government don't want you to know that. And then this other guy, he died because his stomach muscles keep contracting, restricting, and contracting and restricting. He goes, and 2 minutes later, he's talking like me. He's talking like this. He's not talking like this anymore. That's not a cure? And they're saying diabetes. They're saying Parkinson's disease. They're saying Alzheimer's disease. They're saying, but you go to study. You want to study it and get some money from the government? Fuck you. We ain't giving you no money. You know why? You know why they don't want to study? They don't even want marijuana study. They don't want to study. They want you to believe what you believe, like Chris Christie. He's a dork. That guy's a real dork. Chris Christie, the guy running for president, the New Jersey governor. He's a real dork. I don't even see how he got in governor, let alone don't let him get in presidency. He's a dork. He's the biggest dork I've seen running. But anyway, he's saying, oh, he's going to outlaw marijuana because it's so deadly. Because he's thinking, you know, the 50s, 60s, with the government brainwashed him. He's definitely brainwashed. And when Chris Christie's brainwashed, his backbone don't bend. So, yeah, not on his watch. He says, not on his watch. Just watch how he talks. You don't want this guy in president. You don't want Chris Christie in presidency. Okay, just watch it because he has, that's it. He believes what the government told him, brainwashed him. And so his campaign is, oh, I'm gonna make pot illegal in all states, and it's gonna be illegal totally in the United States. Not on my watch, you don't. Not on my watch, you don't smoke marijuana or use marijuana. I don't care if it cures this kid with epileptic and they're gonna die. And when they took the marijuana under the tongue, now she only had like 1 seizure a day, where she was have hundreds of seizures a day, and every day. And then that guy like that, and he took a, you know, and now he talks normal. Chris Christie, wake up, motherfucker! You're brainwashed. It's proven. You're governmentally brainwashed, and you should never be in any high office like governor of New Jersey. That's the last thing I'd fucking put you in. You should be the janitor there. You shouldn't be no. You should be mopping the peep shops, bud. And I'd question that, because you're so full of shit. and saying, you know, you're gonna illegal. You know, I've never smoked pot as of today. 8/4/2015. Never smoked pot. Never want to. Never going to unless I become sick. Then I would go to it because that looks like it's going to be a miracle drug. The CBD in it, not the THC that makes you high. THC has nothing to do with helping you medically, and that's what the street THC. That's what 99% of the people who grow pot right now today, they have pot cards and sell it. That's what they want, the highest THC, because they're what they did is that they have it in law, so they're semi legal, but not federally legal. Because federally legal, it's illegal in all 50 states. Pot is illegal in all 50 states, federally illegal. But that's a state thing. So if an FBI agent comes here in Michigan, which is a legal pot state with card, and you're able to sell and buy and sell, or you're able to sell it and use it and buy it. If an FBI agent comes to your house, he can shut you down. You can go in jail just like any other drug dealer. And without the, pot card means nothing to an FBI agent. A federal agent means nothing. You're a drug dealer. Now, to prevent that from happening, all the government has to say is, okay, as long as, here's your pot card, as long as the pot is high in CBD, which makes it very low in THC, where you can't even get high on it, even if you smoke 100 joints an hour. Okay, so it has to have a certain percentage of CBD to be a medical drug. And if it doesn't have that, then you're considered, pot card or no pot card, you're considered a criminal, and you're considered a street dealer of drugs. You know, manufacturing, distributing, and selling. You know, marijuana. That's what you should. That's all the government has to do. And you see so many people ripping their pot card up. They'll be ripping that pot card up, burning it. It'd be worse than the draft. Back in the '60s, it would be way worse than the draft. No one would even want it. No one would pay the $100. What you do is go into a doctor and say, yeah, I feel I got a headache. Here's $100. Issue me a pot card. There's your pot card. $100. Cost you about $100. That's what I've heard. Anybody, it doesn't matter if you're sick or not. Just fake it. I got a headache. Yeah, I just want a pot card here. Here's $100. Here's your pot card. That's what the doctors tell you. And that's the way they go as hell. Pot cards shit. Now, I mean, if the government did what I told you, then it'd be great. But this is the 1950s video. My life in the 1950s. And I'm not really talking about myself. I'm talking about my family and other stuff. But now let's go back to my family now. Well, I got a brother, man. He's a magician, or not magician, not a magical thing, musician, where you play instruments, like guitar and like drums and everything. I guess he says he can play any instrument. He says once you can play one instrument, that just goes on to all instruments, and you can play all of them, and he can teach and play all instruments. And he went to the Y. He went to Y and achieved black belt for judo. Flipping and getting submission holds, and he got a black belt in that in judo in the Y, and then he started taking karate, Okinawan karate, Waichuru karate, or I call it Kung Fu karate because it's animal movements. Any karate that has animal movements is Kung Fu. So Kung Fu karate, he has a black belt in. He has over like 25 years in Kung Fu karate, Okinawan karate, or Waichuru. He's like a professional fisherman. He's got a nice boat and all the fishing equipment, and he's a professional tyer. He ties flies, sells them on eBay. Fishing flies that you tie, like this. and put these things on and go like this. I don't know how to do it. He ties fly professionally, and people like his flies, so for fishing. And he's really the brains of the family. All us other kids, we don't do nothing. My sister, my other brother, and me. We're just, and he's like the smart person of the family. He's the next step down. I got my sister, who's the oldest, and then him, and then my other brother, and then me. My other brother's 2 years older than, or a year and a half older than I am. I'm the baby. But anyway, so that's the 1950s, and that's what I got to say about the 1950s. Although I think Forbidden Planet was made in 1950 something, and that's my favorite movie. But oh, that's right. I was gonna. Oh shit! I don't know if I got that or not. Ah shit! I was gonna show you a picture of me on Santa Claus' lap. Give me a knee bounce. Give me a knee bounce on Santa Claus' lap. No. I was 6 months old. It was in December of 1958. I was born 1958, and that was in December, so I was on Santa Claus's lap. Got a picture of it, but I don't have it. It's on some of my other videos. And that's what I got to say for the 1950s. I can't say much about it because I was only 2 years old in 1960.